I even need Bauer's game for?
Hi there, YouTube. I'm back again today for another game review, another special tag team review here with my 7-year-old son, Sean. That was really weak. And today, we're going to be checking out Aggravation, America's favorite family game from Selco and Richter. This is for 2 to 6 players. Age is 5+. It'll take, about 15 to 45 minutes to play. The more players you have, the longer it's going to take, generally. And in Aggravation, this is a really simple game, much like Trouble, where you're going to have base, and in that base, you're going to have pieces. You're going to try and move your pieces around the board and get them back to your home base. If you can get them in there with the exact number of spots, you're going to win the game. This one has the trick of having shortcuts. There'll be different shortcuts you can take. If you want to see more of how the game is played, we did a Bauer Family Learns where I taught Sean how to play the game so you can see exactly how it's played. This is going to be our thoughts on said game. So let's go over the pros. Let's go over the cons. First, on the pro side, what are some things you liked about the game? What was something that you thought was good about the game?
I liked the board and the components.
Yes, the pieces. It's got the marble board, which I always just think looks really cool. I just think it looks really cool when you can see the marbles there, and everything's well marked. The rules are well done. I had no issues with the dice or with the marble, so yes, I'd say the components are perfectly serviceable, even though I really wish they would have put a little bit more theme into the game, which is not the end of the world. I like the fact that when you roll a 6, you get to take another turn. I think that's a really fun mechanism in any game. Adult games, kids games, obviously in some adult games that'd be too powerful, but I like the concept of exploding 6s. Goes up to 6 players, which is another thing that I really like. You've not got a chance to try it at the higher player counts. I have. I liked it better at the higher player counts, but that's still not saying much because the game takes longer at the higher player counts because you got more people bumping other people, because when you land on someone's spot, their piece goes back to their home base.
Unless if it's you, because you can do that.
Yeah, you can't pass yourself, which is kind of an interesting rule, which makes things a little bit more difficult. But that's what I have for the pros. And I don't think there's too much other nice things we have to say about Aggravation, because let's move on to the cons. And we are both not fans of this game, right, Sean? Mm-hmm. Now, what was one thing you did not like about Aggravation?
That there was not many choices, like, I rolled a 6, I moved 6 spaces. I rolled a 1, I moved 1 space. I rolled a 4, I moved 4 spaces.
Yeah. So on your turn, all you do, you roll the die. And I want to start with one thing that I know really frustrated you, and I think I might be able to say it just a little bit clearer. This is like Trouble, or I believe Sorry even, where to get out of your home area, you have to get a specific roll. You have to get a 1 or a 6, which means if none of your pieces are on the board, or you have 2 pieces at home who can't move, if you do not roll a 1 or a 6, it's just like, oh, my turn's over. Mm-hmm. And Sean had that happen, I think, like 3 or 4 times in a row, where it's like, okay, I have my last piece, I just need to get it out, and then I can move it around the board. And it was like 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, and Sean started to get really frustrated. And I think a lot of kids are going to get really frustrated with that, and I think a lot of adults are going to get really frustrated with that. And that goes back to not many choices. In a typical newer game, you would have dice manipulation or something like that, where it's like, oh, you can change one face of the die to something else, or other little things like that. And this game does not have that. It shows its age, and it's just not that enjoyable because it is kind of fun landing on top of other people, isn't it? But it's not very much fun having someone land on you, especially when, here's another thing that I really hate about this game. You might have taken 15 turns to get your marble to close to your home, right? So that is 15 of your turns. If I land on your head, all 15 of those turns you took, wasted. You didn't do anything on those 15 turns. I just canceled out 15 of your turns. That's just not good game design. And Aggravation is not a particularly good game. Anything else you didn't like about the game that we haven't covered? The theme, I wish that, I thought it'd be cool if they had some artwork and maybe this was like an ocean area and
lava.
Yeah, just putting something more interesting on the board, because a lot of the time you're not going to be interested in what's happening.
Desert.
But that is Aggravation, one that I don't think we're going to recommend, and I don't think we're going to keep either. Nope. Let's scrap this one and maybe use it for parts, and maybe we'll make a cooler game out of it. Who knows?
Yeah.
But that is Aggravation, the original, deluxe, and the not really that great. It's not terrible, I don't think, but I don't think it's a good game.
I think it's terrible.
Fair enough. But there you go. Have you played Aggravation? Let us know what you think about it in the comments down below. If you're enjoying what I'm doing, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below. If you want to support the channel, consider supporting the Patreon down below. And let me know what you want more content on, because definitely want to do that. And in the comments below, let me know. Sean, do you have a question for the people?
No.
I do. Aggravation. What is your biggest aggravation? What's something that really aggravates you, Sean?
What does aggravate mean?
It means it annoys you. It aggravates you. It's a synonym. Annoying and aggravating pretty much mean the same thing.
When my brother copies me
When you're
too much.
when your 4-year-old brother copies you too much because he thinks you're awesome. For me personally, my biggest aggravation is when someone's upset at me and I don't know why they're upset at me and they won't tell me why they're upset at me. That really...
Is aiming at Luke most of the time.
What?
That's Luke most of the time.
No, that wasn't aimed at anybody in particular.
Well, I only do it sometimes and Luke does it a lot.
Well, there you go. Well, let me know in the comments below. What is your biggest aggravation? And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.